All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Guys, as you're tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And of course, if you're a new viewer, as you watch throughout the video, consider subscribing to the channel. So in this one, we're going to talk about uh, this sweet, sweet green day that we were able to get here, closing out the week in good fashion with 4,600 bucks, primarily trading two stocks, ticker symbol ONMD and LUCY. Now, before we get into it and really talk about the hyper scalping strategy that I trade, some of the entry points that I took, and how I was looking to manage risk on these crazy candlesticks today, let's be sure to mention the disclaimer. All right, remember that day trading is risky business, and a lot of people are having a hard time. So, if you're new to the markets, be sure to utilize risk money and or a simulator. That way you can protect yourself as best as possible as you're going through the learning curve. Other than that, remember the live streams and recaps are never a reason to try and copy trade. It takes months, more commonly years, to become efficient and proficient at the strategy. Lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers, so be careful with fake accounts and impersonators. I will never message you first. All right. So be sure to check out the disclaimer here, check out the warning. Know that day trading is risky business. Now, with that being said, let's talk about a couple of stocks. Now, I will say, Lucy, let's start with this one. It's on the screen. This is a stock that we've traded before. If we check out the daily chart and we come all the way back in this uh, timestamp here, February 2023, and then again April 2023, we can see that this is a stock that has give a big move in the past, right? It's given a big move before, and today, somewhat of the history repeating itself, although in a different price range. And this thing was called out right around 10:30, right when I had to leave out. I had a doctor's appointment today, and so I left at 10:30 sharp. And a little disappointing, but I did miss this initial push here, right? So throughout this area between 9:30 and 10:30, of course, opportunity is going to cost watching other stocks. By the time this one is on the radar, we're leaving out, and so we did miss out on this opportunity here. um the pullback around 46 and the breakout. So that's on the 5-minute chart. We can definitely show the 1-minute chart some love over here. Yeah, so this area looked like it was decent. Now, the price action you'll never know unless you're really here watching and trading. But from what I can see, nice moves, right? This 1016 a little earlier, flag pushing up into high of day. We break over those highs again, we push up higher, coming into 1025. Another quick pullback. I mean, this just looks, lovely. Flag after flag. Okay, a bit of a topping wick here, not what we want to see. But it does trend higher. Once we pull back and we bottom out, once we start to break this trend of downwards candlesticks and lower highs, once we got a candlestick to make a new high and close above the previous high, I mean, look at this incline. Beautiful. So if I didn't have to leave out and I was paying really good attention, I think this is an area I could have started to capitalize, going from 46 to 65. I mean, that's pretty powerful. We come in here, we base out again around 56. And this is beautiful because if we put highs over here, we pulled right back into the previous high day. And so this zone ended up working. This doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. This zone worked out well here. Looked like it was going to work here with this bottoming wick, but then came down gradually with a bigger red candle. So this was beautiful to see, man. I ended up coming back. I think maybe 11. Let's reset for today. So in terms of the hyper scalping strategy, right, I'm looking to be in and out quickly and aggressively within seconds, over and over multiple times. Can I make a couple of cents? Can I make a couple of cents over and over and over? So this was around 11:47. So I came, I mean, even after this move up, I did, then I arrived. So I was pretty late to the show. I mean, I was pretty late to the show. And might I say that it was pretty choppy for me. I mean, I started off by making 400 bucks in this move up pretty quickly, gave it back, got up 200, gave it back, got up 200, gave it back like multiple times in this area here before I finally started to see a little bit more consistency in the next uptrend. So, in terms of patterns, there's a lot of famous patterns that I'll trade here, right? The bull flag, the wedge, the flat top breakouts. But, instead of holding for minutes, 10, 5, 15 minutes, we're in and out within seconds over and over. So can we have tight stops in these key areas? We come back to these type of examples right here. A bit of a V-shape red to green, as we make the move down, the 1 minute candle does make the new high. Can I be in key areas like this as we're making this new high with a tight stop? And can we see some follow through to the upside? And ranks and repeat over and over and over. And of course, utilizing level 2 as well for insight and an extra indicator into, let's say, to get into the trade, right? But you zoom out a little bit, we get a cup, a huge cup, and handle, right? And we can drop these patterns for anybody who might not be able to really see them just from the chart. But yeah, a huge cup here, and then you get the handle, the consolidation, the flag, right? So we had some downwards consolidation here, but these are the famous patterns that a lot of people know of. But again, we're hyper active with it, in and out, in and out. So I'm going to show you guys some live trading archives on the other stock. This one, I mean, it was not efficient trading, I will say. I think sometimes some fatigue is a real thing, man. Sometimes fatigue is a real thing, and I really commend those traders who can sit here and not break focus, because this isn't really talked about a lot, but there's a lot of downtime when it comes to waiting. Now, you're watching at this stock and you might say, RT, what the heck do you mean downtime? This thing was going up almost at every second of the day. But there are some key areas where we're pulling back. Let's say like right here. And I'm waiting. But this is 2 minutes of, me not being able to buy. And so, or let's say it's even just areas where I'm just not interested in certain dips. It's very easy to get lackadaisical. It's very easy to daydream and, maybe even feel a little fatigue. Maybe you're sitting too long, maybe you're standing too long, whatever it could be. So I think that's something else to also keep in mind, because a lot of times, off of just that, I'm losing focus, missing key entries. I mean, it happened like 50 times. That's how crazy this stock was. We had 390 candlesticks. I missed about 50 candlesticks of just, I just consider it slacking off, right? Fatigued, distracted, whatever the case may be. And this one was the worst one of them all. I did leave. I had to leave twice. I left and came back again. I had to take care of some stuff outside of the market. But I came back around like, 240. And I did not check to see what was going on. I just thought this thing was down and sideways. And it was, but it would have been worth looking at, because once we got back to 78, which is where we saw some support initially, this thing took off, man. From 78 all the way to freaking 110. Ah, man, brother. It was a little choppy here, but we did ended up holding up and curling back up. Lucy, good stock. I definitely could have done 4 times the gains. I think especially if I didn't miss the first move, at least twice the gains. But it's all good in the neighborhood. ONMD, the stock that I really preferred and I thought was better, and we were more efficient here. This one, starting off from pre-market, in fact, from yesterday, really, from 45 cents, moving up, pulling back pre-market, and over this level here of about 175 and over the VWAP, it took off, man. It absolutely took off. Volume came in and we started to ascend, and this is where I really was looking to lock in. We went from 180, we had break of 208, we got up to 236, it halted, pulled back, double bottom here out of the resumption, 211, rips all the way to 263, and then we eventually got 280, bigger consolidation and 5-minute pullback, 5-minute flag, the 5-minute candle ends up making the new high, and we rip up higher. This was a beautiful sequence, and I'll show you guys two of the trades, two of the bigger trades that I took on this one. I should have checked the timestamp first, but I think we should be all right. So you can look at the left hand side of the screen. Let's see. So this was a key area here. So we had 267 for the highs, and we wanted to see the break of 75. You know, the high of this flag was about 78, 75, 78. High of day was at 80. And so right here, I'm throwing out some orders, and I want to see this thing getting going over those key levels. So I'm going to jump back in again. And you can see, you know, I'm using small size, all things considered. I'm going to jump up to 2,500 shares base as I realize, okay, it's starting to heat up a little bit. So I'm going to keep watching here, and I'm going to look to get long for this push through 75 and 80. Taking a couple of cents when I get it, if we're not going right away. That's part of the strategy. If we're not going immediately, I want to be back out. So I'm going to jump back in, and I'm still watching. Can we see that push? 74, 75, 80, 98. Beautiful, beautiful move. Beautiful move right there. So now I come over to big size because I'm like, okay, are we gonna hold up? And if we do, can we keep going? So right here, I'm gonna jump in. We're already at, you see, sometimes this is how fast this, and this is why there's risk, right? I'm using right here, I'm in 5,500 shares. I'm in, and a millisecond later from 83, we're at 92. There are going to be times and there are going to be days where I'm trying to buy this dip off that whole dollar level, and the stock goes down just as quickly, and you can end up giving back gains. But I'm in, and I'm watching for this to get back up to high threes. I give it a chance. You can see there's a 50,000 share bid at 94. On some days, I will add right here. I'll buy again and go up to 11,000 shares. But I'm just gonna decide to take it off. And this is a good sell, but ultimately, I would have wanted to see this push right through $3, especially with such a big bid. So that was one of the key trades. I want to skip ahead and show you guys another key trade here that I got super aggressive on. So there was a little bit of chop, of course, for break of 3. I'm going to try here. You know, I'm in at 97. I'm trying to give it a chance. Here we go. You know, scratch trade. I'm going to try it again. And then I'm going to try to go super aggressive. So this was a decent opportunity. I added a 3. I was already in around 97 or 96, whatever it was. I added a 3. My average is 97, so I probably was in lower, maybe 94. And I'm looking to sell above 310, but in the moment of that, it's already back at 04. So right here, the break and hold of the whole dollar, man. So if we can linger around 3, I'm gonna try it. So can we hold above 3? So far it is. So I'm gonna take my first position right there, and I'm gonna take my second position right here. You can see how quickly this is happening. So I'm already in 11,000 shares. Great average here of 04. You know, is this risky? If the stock decides to give one of those big red candles. This is why sometimes you guys can see myself, Triad, you know, Tim, Marcelo. You guys, for those of you in MMU who are rewatching these archives in full, rewatching this recording in full, this is why sometimes you can see us go from green to flat, or from, you know, green to red, or from fairly green to big green, because these positions, they carry a lot of weight. And right here, I have every reason to believe that this is going to get back over 14 and chase down the halt level at 29 as short sellers are covering over high of day. Hey, Relentless, why do you think short sellers are covering? Well, the stock essentially went straight up, and now we finally had an area where, you know, there was a pause, there was a break. People had the chance to go short. They needed a setup, right? It's very difficult to say, hey, I'm going to go short here. Hey, I'm going to go short here. Hey, I'm going to go short here. But now they're seeing red candles. They're seeing, hey, weakness. We had a topping wick right here. All right, hey, I'm going to go big short, big short, big short. My stop right up here. So when the stock does come all the way around and goes right up here, I'm expecting big short sellers covering, which is buying back the stock, and me as a long bias trader buying to sell even higher into the move. So some people will say, man, why is this guy such a maniac to be buying the stock at $3, the highest level that it is? But that's why I thought short sellers should have been covering even more into this move, and we should have went all the way up here to 4. Instead, we stalled out at 320. So was this position risky? Could it have failed? The answer is yes. Man, I this these are the positions though that 2 months ago it feels good to be back. And here's to a successful trader rehab. We sized down, we were going through the motions. There's no way in heck I would have put out this type of size even just a few days ago or 2 weeks ago, especially. Once we decided to size down, that's it. We're not putting out this type of, and this is the difference. So a lot of people will say, how can you go from a three, four, $500 day to a 2K day, 4K, 5, 6K day, and more? It comes down to the risk, because the simple fact is that if this fails miserably, I'm back to flat in just 20 cents. But are you willing to stomach that? And if it does happen, are you willing to react positively, cut the trade, smile, and move forward? Not everybody is willing to do that. So this in itself, the sheer size in itself is like a skill. You got to be able to roll with the punches. But I think above all else, um, oh my gosh, I think above all else, um, the market is working out a little bit better for the strategy and the system, and for the way how I see the market. Right, we're also seeing a lot of liquidity in our bids. We're not just seeing stocks flushing out miserably. You know, right before things got choppy, I would have been in this type of trade, and it would have been back down at 250 in the blink of an eye, and I would have been saying, "What the heck?" So sometimes we want to see stocks holding up on the side of the market. Because we're looking to be disciplined every day. Can the market follow through on its side of the bargain, which is to give opportunities and smooth opportunities? But we understand that it's this living, breathing thing, and then not that every day, every time it's going to be really good. And so for me, when it's not going well, I want to reduce size, manage risk, ensure that the bleeding is small, the red is small, and the hole is shallow, so that once the deck is reshuffled and different market makers are taking charge of these similar stocks, and there's more liquidity, maybe there's some economic news, we get better volume, better follow through, then I'm back on business. If my strategy is to not work for an extended period of time, then I can consider changing it. But other than that, a few weeks, a few days, heck, even a few months, it doesn't matter. It's a matter of keeping it tight and then being very patient. We went through so many rough patches, and we always say the same thing. I always even play the poem to the next red month, right? All these things are things to just remind myself of okay, hello once again. Hello once again, and allow me to have this dance, because I refuse to allow myself to go off track and size up in a time where it's weak. So, when it comes to trading psychology, when it comes to strategy, looking to be disciplined towards my hyper scalps, tight stops. If the trades go against me, whether it's a small move against me or an aggressive move down against me, cutting the trade no matter what, smiling, moving on to the next opportunity, and just trying to be more locked in. I came in late today, had some technical issues, couldn't log in for some time, and even then, I'm seeing some growth, because I told myself, hey, you know what? You're not going to let this issue ruin your day. You're still going to come into the market positive and make the most out of it. 8 months ago, I would have had the same technical difficulty and been so furious that I would have came in and botched the day. These are the small things that we don't see on paper or on stream that really makes a difference. So we got to continue to pride ourselves on making that improvement, right? So if this trade right here had worked, I mean, it would have been a beautiful trade. But the moment it's not going, because it needed to, like, this in this area here, we should have already been at 20. That's lingering. And there's still green coming in, but it's just not going. It's not going. So I'm gonna say, heck, you know what? Let's get the heck out of there. Let's bail. And that turned out to be a good cut. If we fast forward, we did get to 13. We did get to 16. But it's just a little too risky to try and hold that entire position there for that entire, move, right? And from here, we started to come down a little bit, right? We had 290. I gave back a little off the top trying to get the dip. We ended up catching a bounce somewhere in here. Yeah, we caught that bounce there, but we would have loved to see a little more out of it, but it gave a beautiful opportunity, and that's all that really matters. So we're pushing 20 minutes. Uh, we're gonna leave the rest for the MMU students so that they can review everything in full. But yeah, with that being said, and let me know if you guys like my drawing. I didn't do too well in art class. I was trying to draw a camel up here to depict one of the stalks being on the backside. In fact, it was Lucy actually. This was to represent Lucy, I think, in this area. It's distorted, of course. Well, this kind of shows the image of what I was trying to go for. But yeah, as you can see, I didn't do super well in art class. But it's all good, man. It's all good in the neighborhood. Just trying to focus on those bouncy areas. Just trying to stay locked in. Just trying to be patient and understand that, this is a very rigorous field. It's difficult. It's not meant to be easy. And so in order for me to do well, I have to rise up to the challenge. Always got to stay motivated and dig deep. At the core, forget, hey, I'm a profitable trader. This is nothing. I can dust this off. I don't even tell myself that. For me, it's more, hey, who am I and what am I capable of? Some people, they'll say, hey, I have a bazillion dollars in gains, so this red day doesn't matter. I don't even look at it like that. Okay, I'm red today, but who am I and what am I willing to do? How disciplined am I willing to be? If I know that I'm having an issue and I'm running into the same obstacle over and over, it's this showdown, right? I'm on this side, across from me in this arena is this unrefined version of myself. And am I gonna allow this person to beat me at my own game? There's no way in hell, man. So I'm gonna always try to make the adjustment. I'm gonna always try to make the adjustment, and that's what Merciless Markets is all about. Give me a thumbs up for that transition right there, right? That's what MMU, the day trading service and course that I have, is all about. That's what the Relentless Trading chat room is all about, right? You guys can check it out. You can join. And we're gonna get rid of this role here, which is a read-only role. You can become an elite member today for $14.99. Join the greatness. All right, join the greatness. All right, and that's what MMU and Momo Pro, right, the scanning software that I use for all my watch list stocks, is all about. So you guys can check out these links if you're interested in the scanner. You can utilize coupon code Relentless for 25% off for 6 months. Sweet deal. Other than that, check out the classes, man. For those of you who are interested in learning how to trade, this is a very solid, platform and subscription that we have here. The A to Z course is here, right, from zero to advanced. The curriculum is here. You guys can check it out, right? It's pretty extensive and it's detailed, right? You guys can check out the curriculum, and it's subscription based because it does include our ongoing archive. It includes, one-on-one mentorship. It includes low latency streaming in our chat room every day. It includes free access to our chat room throughout your subscription every day, weekly Q&A, and I'll see you guys in the Q&A on Sunday. This weekend is Memorial Weekend. We have an extended weekend, but I'll be home this weekend. I'm looking forward to the Q&A. But yeah, other than that, coupon code Miami for 40% off, which is in honor of our next day trader team house meetup, right? We're meeting up in Miami with the boys, all right? The day trading team, the community members from the Discord. You know, we're not only cool in the chat room, we're cool outside of the chat room. And we're gonna meet up, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna have some fun. And you know, it's been a long time since it's been a few weeks rather. It's been a few weeks since we've done it. And we're gonna be doing it again. You know, shout out to guys like Marcelo here, right? Shout out to guys like Marcelo. You know, shout out to Will, who was the student that won the raffle for the last trip. You know, shout out to Will. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we spun this wheel. We're gonna spin this wheel again, and we're gonna see who the next winner is. So shout out to Will, aka Spartan, in the chat. But yeah, you guys can check it out. You know, this is what goes down, right? You know, there's myself, there's Crispy Trades, there's Calamity in the Discord, Tim. I mean, the whole team. You know, so one lucky person will be able to come and hang out with us again. So check it out. Utilize coupon code Miami. And when it comes to the Discord, man, there's no other community that's this well organized and this on board. I mean, we have so many people who are dedicated and who are working hard. You can just take a look at the P&L section, right? Just take a look at the profit loss section, which is free for the public to see. You cannot type in here, but you can see what's going down, right? And if we come all the way up to today, the very start of the day, you can see how all of our members did. And so, I mean, we got a lot of scrolling because we got so many members here. But you know, shout out to the Discord, man. Okay, this was yesterday, and today. Jessica and the Sim, nice job. Ken, I mean, you know, the list goes on. Jeffrey, some people are using smaller size, some people are using the simulator, depending on where they are in their career. And that's the beautiful thing, transparency and understanding of the process. Hey, it's not about making a ton of money right away. It's about understanding the strategy. It's about understanding how to trade. That's the key. Because once you understand how to trade and you have the discipline, then everything else falls in line. Shout out to SF, man. SF, way to go, man. Way to go. SF, just beautiful consistency. Only 2 red days. One a little bit, a little bigger, but still kept it under control. Green on the week. And good composure, too. Starting off a little red, but keeping composure. And this is good stuff mentally here. Because he's staying locked in. Focusing on the key opportunities. You know, so shout out to the team. All these pink/purple names here are students. Green Dream, getting it done, man. Way to go. Infinity Trades. I mean, just, you know, this is what I'm talking about, man. Shout out to the community. Shout out to the team. These guys, these gals are locked in. Shout out to Marcelo, one of the other mentor. $4,000 on the day. Minty. I mean, you know, a lot of good stuff here. Minty 500. Ford 2K on the day. Bradley, small share size, plus $2. Way to go. Shay plus 136, getting it done. Way to go. I mean, the list goes on and on. On and on and on. Dynasty. We have Lucas, personal record day, and first 5-figure week. It's great to see Lucas back. It's been a long time. Lucas was in school for the semester. Finally back. I think Lucas might have been the first profitable MMU student. I can't say that with certainty, but I believe so. Tim, one of the other mentors at in the community, $7,600 today. This is what it's all about, you know. And we do have red P&Ls too. We are transparent. We don't just post green days only. You guys see me, I'll post red days all the time, right? Nice. Tasty trades. Man, way to go. Throwing bullets with the small size, getting it done. Beam looks like he added slowly throughout the day. Mozo in the building. Shout out to Mozo. Mozo's a warrior trader. We got a few warrior traders in the building. Hey, anybody from any community, you know, even if you're stopping by every now and again, we welcome you. You know, it's all love. It's all love out here. Cactus Rob, very consistent trader, getting it done. Ford adding to the day from that 2K, I think, earlier, up to 5K. Minty adding to the day. I mean, way to go, man. This is what it's all about. Dynasty, SF. I mean, just way to go, man. Jay, a little sloppy on the day, but small green. And red piano, and again, posting everything here. Posting everything. JD, small red on the month. But a lot of consistency. Just one bigger red day, really, from the 17th. So, of course, we'll want to see what happened on that day. And then, make the adjustments. Beam adding, I mean, it just goes on. Split Rock had a hard time. Split Rock had a hard time. And again, the transparency is here. Split Rock had a hard time on the month. But one green day here. One green day. One green day. A lot of fees. Save. I mean, it goes on and on. Oh, you guys get the point. Okay, you guys get the point. Check out those links down below. You can join the Discord. You can join the Discord for $14.99. All right, become an elite member today. All right, I'll see you guys on the other side. Stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader, 31-minute recap, and I'm out like South.